Welcome back, gamers, to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and if you happen to be new here, we put out daily content on all things gaming, so if you're down with that, then tap the subscribe button for more. Plus, why don't you leave us a comment down below with what your favorite Minecraft creepypasta is, and make sure you stay all the way until the end because you won't believe our #1 spot. And for today's creepypasta video, we are going to be shortening things just a little bit because if we did 10 of these stories, it would be a 90-minute video. Now, without any further delay, let's jump right into the scary Minecraft creepypastas you've never heard of. In at number 5, White Enderman. We've all heard of the Enderman, and due to their scary nature, a ton of creepypastas have been written around them. However, one that you may have never heard of is the story of the White Enderman, written by an unknown author on the Minecraft fandom page. The protagonist of the story says that while playing Minecraft, they switched over to their single-player survival world, and while searching through a stronghold, they suddenly dropped through the floor into a hidden room. They could hear the sounds of an Enderman dying nearby, and as they searched for where the sound was coming from, they came across 2 Endermen, except one was completely white with glowing green eyes. Startled by the sight of this mysterious entity, they ran in the other direction, attempting to get back to the surface. Once finally arriving at their 6x6 house, something felt a little off. The white Enderman was nowhere in sight, but they still had a sneaking suspicion that they had been followed. And upon entering the house, they saw TNT explosives covering every inch of the floor. And as soon as they turned around, there was the white Enderman staring with a blank expression, holding the trigger. The Enderman pushed the trigger, setting off the explosives, killing the protagonist character in the process. His game was then stuck on the death screen, with the only option being to delete the world that he had just created. In at number 4, the It Entity. The following creepypasta was written by yet another unknown Minecraft fandom user and begins simple enough with our protagonist attempting to livestream a video on how to professionally survive a day in Minecraft. When opening the launcher though to start recording, they were thrown off because the screen went completely black. Apologizing to his viewers that he would get this fixed immediately, he began looking for a solution. Randomly, an image of a bloody handprint appeared in the center of the black screen. Startled by this, but trying to save his viewers from leaving, he joked that this was all him and to keep watching. The handprint disappears and a single message appears on the screen that reads, "It is here. Sincerely, Notch. PS, sign off immediately." Now convincing himself that someone was just messing around with him, he scoffed at the message and continued on. The game began, but things just kept getting weirder. He could see the avatar of a girl standing in Minecraft crying tears of blood, and as he approached, the woman looked up and the horrible sounds of someone being strangled while sobbing blared through his speakers. He closed all of the windows hoping that this would let him escape. However, moments later he received an email that just read, "You've been warned." In at number 3, My Friend Todd Went Missing. This creepypasta is beyond scary and I can't believe that you've never heard of it before. The protagonist begins by saying that while on YouTube one day, he was recommended a video called My Friend Todd Went Missing. This channel was mostly videos from a 14-year-old boy, with the Missing Todd video being his latest entry. The video begins with a black screen, sounds of someone shuffling around, flashes of gray as the camera shakes, and loud breathing of a child. When the video is finally clear, it shows a young boy hiding in a closet with wooden walls and winter coats surrounding him. He explains while sobbing that his friend Todd had been playing Minecraft and was communicating back and forth with him about this shrine that he had found. While on the phone with him, he could hear his friend Todd say the words, "I summon you." Immediately after that, the call went dead and Todd became unreachable. He ran over to his friend's home, but he was nowhere to be found. Luckily, Todd had given his friend the location of this shrine, so trying to trace back his steps, the boy in the video does the same thing. He locates the shrine, and at exactly midnight he says the words, "I summon you." And at this moment in the video recording, you can hear heavy footsteps as his voice gets quieter. He whispers, "I don't have much time, he has arrived." The video then ends with the sight of this shadowy figure opening the closet and standing over the boy's body. Reportedly, the boy was found dead in his home with both lungs pierced. The video was removed from YouTube, but before that, multiple people had downloaded it and began questioning the game's developer. An hour later, they replied via email saying, "Don't talk about it, don't ask about it, we can't control it. The Enderman is now loose in the world, thanks to Todd." Geez, thanks Todd. In at number 2, X. The following creepypasta was written by another unknown user and is about a terrifying interaction they had while playing Minecraft on single player. Everything was normal at first, but as soon as the day turned to night, things started getting really creepy. A mysterious character that was wearing the default Steve skin appeared in his game and began harassing him in the chat, asking him things like, "Can I stay at your house for the night?" over and over and over again, just always asking him for things. And they pleaded that they needed to stay the night because they were terrified of being out in the world at night. He reluctantly accepted the stranger's entry into the home, and before he knew it, they were both asleep. But moments later, the mysterious Steve character named X was gone. Without warning, all of these horrific images started appearing on his screen, and just as the protagonist says, "Where are these coming from?" the character X pops back into the chat saying, "Do you enjoy the view?" He begged for him to stop, but the images kept appearing on his screen. Finally, he was able to close all of the windows on his computer, only to receive an email from this X person that read, "Don't think it's over. I will turn your life into a nightmare." Man, who'd you cut in line? Someone stalking you on single player Minecraft. Last but not least, in our number one spot, After Death. This Minecraft creepypasta was brought to you again by some unknown user from the fandom page, but boy oh boy is it a good one. I'll also add that if you know anyone who wrote any of these stories, please comment their name down below so we can give them some credit. The story begins with the protagonist telling us that his friend had recently died suddenly, and while visiting with his friend's parents to pay his respects, he felt drawn to take one last glance at his friend's bedroom where they had played Minecraft so many times. On the desk lay the boy's smartphone, and oddly enough it was unlocked. The protagonist picked it up and saw that his friend had just been playing Minecraft. He was in some world called After Death, and he begins exploring this sinister world, taking in all of its oddities. The protagonist is startled when he sees this shadowy figure moving towards him, and the figure had what appeared to be blood dripping from his mouth. After finally escaping, he tried to communicate with anything in the game to see if he could find out what his friend had been up to, but no one in the game would respond to him, not even the animals, almost as if he was invisible to them. Before he knew it, the shadowy figure was back, and as he tried to run, this creature grabbed his character by the leg, stabbing it with a knife. He could feel the pain though in real life. This sharp, deep feeling of pain rushed into his leg, causing him to black out in his friend's bedroom. The next day he woke up in his own home, but confused as to how he got there, he ran downstairs to ask his parents, but something was wrong. His mother refused to look at him. In fact, she pretended like he wasn't even there. Frustrated by this, he saw that his brother was about to leave the house, so trying to get his attention, he quickly hid in the backseat of his car, planning on giving him a real-life jump scare when he finally reached his destination. The car came to a stop and his brother just immediately got out of the car. He sat up from the backseat floor and looked around. They were in a graveyard. He followed his brother, calling his name as he walked a few paces behind, but nothing. No response, not even a head turn. Finally, his brother stopped at a gravestone and began to mourn. The protagonist walked up slowly behind him, looked down to the tombstone, and saw that it was his name carved into the stone. And that has been the scary Minecraft creepypastas that you've never heard of. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on this list. And for more videos like this one, all you have to do is click that playlist on the screen. From Top 10 Gaming, I'm Johnny Rogers. Until next time, take care.